about animals. Everything's already done. But maybe what we can talk about is the chat.
All right. Chat does a lot of weird things.
That's a good thing to say about chat, I guess. Yeah, sometimes they do. They indeed do. But another
Yeah.
thing that is quite weird, or another team that is doing quite a lot of weird things over here, I would say it's the players of 1952 today.
Ooh.
Because today we aren't really seeing them like a well-organized team. Yesterday, 1952, we were able to see them in a bit of limelight, in a bit of spotlight all the time. But today, for some reason, that spotlight and that limelight has been missing.
Yeah. The momentum has slowed down a bit for them. But I
Yep.
think they will be able to build it back up a little bit later in the
Are
day.
you sure?
Yeah, I think 1952. So here's the thing, right? They are not underperformers. I think 1952 do manage to stick around in the middle of the table every single time. That is where we have seen them be consistently like mid-tier, not anywhere below the top 16, outside the top 16 in terms of the overall ranking. They're going to manage to stay in a decent position somewhere between the 8th and the 15th position, not even being dead last as well. So they struggle when it comes to breaking into the top 5 and just sticking into the top 5. So I think it's just literally the top teams of the tournaments, the favorites are the ones who are able to consistently beat the players of 1952 in those 4v4s in some particular team fights. But other than that, I think 1952 do have a lot of potential in them.
I mean, speak of the potential right now, even Giant Mara is looking like a team that is impressing a lot of people. I mean, they kick things off on a great note, but so far they're not really able to live up to the expectations they built already off the bat. So, not being able to live up to the expectations and stuff, this could be a big downfall for Giant Mara. I mean, already they're on a downhill slope. And then they're already showing up a little bit of glimmers of hope. And if they're not able to capitalize on that, if they're not really able to maintain the position they have currently, then this can really hurt them in the longer run. And as I say that, they are getting shot at in the back. They cannot afford to have an early casualty even inside this game. So Giant Mara try and play this one slow and safe.
I think everyone's going to be safe in this game for now. No one is close to each other. All the teams quite safe inside their own little safe havens that they've made for themselves from the distance. In fact, from the perspective of the players of Janmara in the distance, we did see the players of DE, their eyes guys, but I don't think there's going to be a collision between the two teams. If either of them starts shooting, the other one is going to try and back off. Their eyes guys, they know pushing down this slope is going to be quite risky for them. So it shouldn't really be a viable option, but now A1NB show up out of nowhere. Ooh, things get interesting.
I mean, speak of things getting interesting. Deadeyes guys, yeah. They're still just controlling that edge. There's another team in the back. I saw one more team in the minimap. And it's actually the players of GSM. Gremlin Storm as well. Sort of pushing up or making a rotation quite close to the players of A1NB. And right now, A1NB2, they're just going to let him surpass. They're just going to let him pass by. If I'm not wrong, they are quite well settled with the position they found themselves in, but the next circle is going to decide their fate here. If it takes a big curveball shift away from the players of A1 Esports, then they will definitely struggle. And this is what I've been saying about this team. The firepower has been improved, but what hasn't improved is the adjustment, is the positioning. And that's where they will probably struggle.
Yeah. And we saw this man on our screens clutch out a 1v4 against Elementaries in the first week of the tournament. And that is when A1NB were in the worst form in this tournament. Since then, they have gotten better. So we do expect those consistent results to show up on the rankings every now and then, but let's see what this game is going to look like for them. A massive cluster of teams forming close to the center of the map. We have T2K moving in towards the center along with the players of Dead Eyes Guys, A1, and we have moved in. Gremlin Storm closing in from the western side, sorry, the eastern side of the map. From the west, we have Elementrix, IHC, and Godlike Starwood along with Skylight Gaming moving in from the northwest. Raw this time have decided to play a little bit slow, so they're still outside the first zone. Everyone else has moved in. The exciting point of the game, I think, is going to be towards Jumasera, because that is where three teams are going to collide. We have 1952, TRZ, and the players of the E-Warriors. The E-Warriors today do not want to back away from anything. They want to fight constantly.
And right now, Deadeye's got some T2K. Kind of neighbors. Jane definitely has a little suspicion there. Might just be someone in that direction. Joker Sir wanting to blow that vehicle up. Definitely cannot really spot out those tires at that range, so it just wants to blow the vehicle up. It's already started to smoke, so it's not far away from blowing up. Yep, keep tapping it, man. Keep going. Yeah, there we go. Almost there. Finally. Blows it over. Happy. A round of applause for this man.
Yay!
Look at that, was so childish.
Yeah, but he did also spend like quite a lot of ammo and time that great career time as well.
I mean, at least he got the spotlights.
Oh, which is not something that he wants, especially if it's going to be Jane shooting towards you. Luckily, he does manage to walk away though. But look at the map, Necro. Now, Venom Legends have decided to stay behind while everyone else has moved in towards the zone, and it does not work out too well for them, because the zone again takes a northern shift, and it is going to be quite tricky for Venom Legends to find a direct entry towards the circle. But there's one way they can pull this off. They just keep moving up north towards LSR and then just move a little bit east. That should be quite a comfortable way for them to break into the zone without getting noticed or without taking a lot of fire from the opposition. But Legend from the side of T2K has very nice high ground advantage, but I don't think there's anyone near them to fight it out. On the other side though, the Warriors taking on the players of IHC. The first knock of the game. Let's see if the finish is going to be there as well. Dead Eyes Guys as well against the players of Jayan Mara. And it's going to be No Fear charging towards Joker with No Fear as Joker goes for a nade inside the hand and it connects. Snipe on his knees. Left to snipe no more. Joker is going to be rated out by No Fear, but the backup from the side of Dead Eyes Guys, it is here.
Yeah, but it's a little too late as the confirmation has already flew away. And Wadu finds another one. Drops from the top and gets the man instantly confirmed. Now Gunner is instantly on a move too. Realizes the fact that he's pushed up now. Gunner does want to get the fallen man back up, and also at the same time, he's being kicked away way too quickly. Giant Mara, it's next to impossible to save Wadu G at this point. So now they just want to put a full stop to the end. They just want to take down this man. They just want to end the fairy tale off Dead Eyes Guys inside this game. As True Love is trying his best to defend it down. He's holding the narrower angle. He's holding the staircase. But True Love has already taken a lot of damage and he cannot afford to take any more. And the Molotov just tossed inside the window perfectly. And True Love catches on flame.
That was a quick one, quick work of the opposition, but on the other side, IHC, we did see on the feed a few moments ago, the Warriors having a massive advantage in the situation. IC, it looks like, has been brought down as well. There's Ed, look at him, from the high ground, just trying to make sure that he keeps an eye on the remaining players from the side of IHC, as Zol, Alex try to go for the flanks, try to see if they can save their fallen comrade. Not really a possibility in a situation like this. In the other direction though, Wiz Club against the players of 1952. Well, not really against, but fight is going to break out over here soon.
$19.52, still there, as Devil Boy is being taken down way too low. But Wizzy's Club, on the other hand, they know that the players of 1952 will not back away from this fight, and that's what the players of Wizzy's Club will take a complete advantage of. Devil Boy is still in the back though, and he's being chipped away. He has managed to patch himself up, but 1952 somehow, the rest two players are still in the front trying to hold the players of Wizzy's club off at bay. But Wizzy's club know too, there's no need for them to make the push happen. Instantly just try and hold the sight lines they have currently, because they know they're currently in the advantageous spot compared to the players of 1952. But A1MB, if they want, they can definitely take a piece of this fight. And that's what A1 Esports are looking for as well. But 1952 is just keeping that constant pressure on those players.
Let's see, the pressure is going to go up and up and up with Time itself. 1952, they have the opening that they needed, but can they gain an advantage or push the advantage even further with Domain knocked out as well? Two players remain. Quaid still surviving along with Octopus, but Octopus completely careless, gets distracted by Entry behind him, and he's going to be dropped to his knees. Last player left standing from the side of Wiz Club, Quaid behind the tree. It's going to be a 1v3 situation for him. Can he pull this off again? And I don't think so, as Dante just runs in his face with the M4, blasting shot after shot, and he connects them all. Another squad wipe. Wiz Club going bye-bye from this lobby. 14 teams, 52 players remaining now.
At the cost of Entry, Entry once again is the first man to go down from this squad. Oh boy, 1952. If you remember, when 1952 were doing good, Entry was able to stay alive till the end. And now 1952 isn't doing good. Entry is usually the man who goes down first. Overstepping from the side of Entry has been quite a lot of those times. We have seen them even inside the previous PMPLs, and Entry really does need to find a little trigger to that. As Godlike Stalwart, they have spotted the rotation of the players of Raw. Another threat has approached him. All they need to do is find a way to deal with the threat. I mean, right now, the threat's not that big for them. Raw, on the other hand, though, they need to take care of their back lines as well, because they look quite exposed. DRS inside this little compound. The DMR's in the hand, too. Dante does not have a lot of line of sight on the players around him. PDK on top of the hill. They have a great high ground advantage, but they don't have the circle with them.
What an awful for Devil Boy right there. He thought he was hidden. No. You Warriors, they know exactly where you are. He gets blown to smithereens. Dante is going to be finished off as well. And the Warriors, it looks like they're just done with the players of 1952. They move forward. 1952 just having won an impressive team fight now. Find themselves struggling to play for survival as well. And the blue zone is not going to make things any easier for anyone. Last player remaining from the side of 1952, it is Jax. I think Elementrix are extremely close to him as well, or in fact, one of the players from the side of Elementrix is extremely close to him.
And speak of that, right now, 1952 only has that one last pillar still up, holding all the burden on his shoulders, keeping that banner still alive, making sure 1952 doesn't fall off right now. There is a chance they might just do. DEW are all the way on the southern side, and now finally they've realized it's time to make it inside the circle. The wake-up call is there for them. On the other hand, Elementrix and 1952 is way too close to each other. Not a big fan of that split, of course. But even Elementrix themselves, they have a big split. 2-1 split. IC were really close, but IC decided to back out from that one. Sanchir will take a wiser option. IC was already taken down, so this leaves the players of IC with a 3-man squad. TRZ all the way on the southern side, being the Guardian Angels off the edge lines, off the circle. We'll try to hold the players of DEW off at bay. Might see a little bit of collision coming soon.
Looking out from the side, Raw sees the players of IHC coming down that slope, goes for a few shots, but fails to connect. And now the players in the red, the team of Gianmana, they have the information of Raw official. 1952 on the other side have taken an exit from this particular game. IHC we saw coming down the mountain have in fact run into the players of Godlike Stalwart. There's the slam, Joel and Alex pushing forward, but Pika, he makes it quite close to his teammate Action, and they know that there's one more lad just sticking on the other side of the grid. So as of now, it's a 2v4 situation for Joel and Alex. They will have to be extremely careful with how they decide to push on Pika and Action. It's not going to be an easy job for them, but the nades that are lobbed towards Scry do end up dishing out a lot of damage, and Scry repositions right in the nick of time before the next nade is going to be popped. And Top, he's making a few risky plays. He steps out in the open, take the shots, and try and push the players of IHC back into their cover. Let's see if it's going to work out. But from the rare, there's the ray of hope that godlike Stalwart needed, as Gremlin Storm came in with the third party right in the nick of time. And look at that, Sanchir and Icy have been knocked and finished. IHC caught off guard, something they were completely unprepared for, and now this fight is an actual 2v4.
On the other hand, godlike Stalwart inside the compound with the players of IT. And as you said, it is a 2v4 fight, but it's not done yet. Tables can be flipped, and we have seen that happen against one of the best teams out there. So you can never count him out, but maybe now you can, as the nade's going to be precise than ever before. And Alex goes down. This leaves Zol all by himself. Now he will try his best to, of course, fight back, but the players of Stalwart Esports have already surrounded that entire house from all the different angles, and he, of course, cannot check all of them at the same time. So Stalwart Esports, a nice execution. The nade sailed in right on the mark. And godlike Stalwart, they got that elimination point on the players of IT. IT is going to be out the fray with another big team taking an early exit. As DEW, Doc might just be the casualty inside this fight. Blue Zone's now going to start to chip out a lot of damage. He cannot stay outside of it anymore. DEW East has heard his presence.
Oh no!
It's been cooked up to perfection, and this nade might just be tossed to perfect place as well. But no! TRZ Mamba! They had a nice crossfire set up, and Atomic just baited that man out.
Yeah,
yeah, the nade kind of messed up. I saw that.
What?
Kind of messed up.
Is today a meme day or something? Are we seeing some...
So I can try to explain what exactly happened there. So Atomic basically wanted to hide behind the wall, and he had a nade cooking up in the head. So he ran outside the cover. He wanted to lob the nade inside, but as soon as he heard the footsteps approaching the door, so he knew that he's now going to get peeked from the door. So he instantly went back, but at the same time he threw the nade because the timer was ticking off. He thought that it would land on the mark, but that didn't happen.
I think it just bounced it on the wall. And yeah, I wonder what would have happened had Mama not been there. That would have been fun. But moving on, we're down to 10 teams, 32 players still alive. T2K looks like looking to regroup. Legend going for the revive on Sunday. It is going to be a successful revive right there. And now they again have vision of the players of Skylark Gaming on the low ground. 4-man roster of T2K still standing tall and strong. And once again, Sunday is going to be dropped. An impressive spray by Nima right there. The distance is quite good, and he still manages to connect every single shot.
Skylights Gaming, still this uphill fight. Somehow they're able to find the precision perfectly, and now the charge on comes in. Skylights Gaming, of course, a psychotic move, but somehow these players are able to execute those, and that's going to pan out against them this time. T2K, of course, those two players that were sent in the front, they were way too easy to deal with. T2K not even breaking a sweat in that situation, easily just wiping him out the existent, as Wild Rig just keeps us spamming those bullets inside the smokes that may be hoping some of them will connect, and some do, but not exactly precise enough. Rig will finally find Nima. AJ's way too down low, but the wall of death should deal its damage.
Is this it? Is this what we have been waiting for this entire time? Train to kill. Have they finally arrived? Well, they have destroyed the players of Skylark Gaming for sure, but let's see. DRS against what remains of Raw Fisher. In fact, they're going to dwindle their numbers even further down, but a little bit of overcommitment from the side of DRS is going to result in them losing two of their own. And while Raw Fisher, of course, take an exit along with the players of Skylark Gaming, DRS are not looking too good as well. But what happened to Train to Kill? All of a sudden, they are out of this game, and all thanks to the players of A1 and B.
Venom Legends barely on the edge of the circle, too. The circle shifts to no man's land, and somehow Venom Legends find themselves in lucky shoes. There is a team quite close to them, and they do hear a lot of sound cues around them as well, but don't exactly know how to deal with the threat just now. So probably they will keep their heads tucked down. They are in a safer spot, I would say. It's quite hard to spot out the players of Venom Legends. TRZ and Giant Mara on a move at the same time, but TRZ will try to book it inside the zone straight up. This sort of a low ground right now is kind of favoring the players of TRZ because they're able to just sneak under the radar in these final moments. And that's what they do. TRZ found a great spot, kind of close to the players of Venom Legends, but on the top of the players of A1MB. If they decide to throw some underhand nades, if they do have them, things can be way too grim for this team. Right now, the positioning that the players of TRZ have, it's looking quite tough to survive that one, considering the fact that Gangsters already started to reposition themselves. And yep, A1MB taking advantage of the fact that they have the high ground to play with. John Mara somewhat dishing out some damage on the players of A1, but that should not be enough to suppress down the players. Eventually, A1 Esports needs to be a little more safe. The Skoas went down.
They have to be quite careful of where they are going to be while taking down the opposition. Now they have to deal with the players of DRS as well. As you mentioned, the high ground advantage in the hands of A1 is just going to prove a little too much for the other lads to deal with, if they have enough utility, that is. And also, if Jan Mara actually allow them to drop down from the mountain that they're playing on top of. As of now, no fear. It's completely zoned in on the players of A1NB, and let's see Hitman coming down slow, but misses opportunity to take the shots now. Gajor, they are quite close to the players of TRZ. What is A1NB doing? You guys definitely need to drop a few nades inside of the smokes, but that is not going to be the case. Koa is going to make sure that TRZ, they're going to be down to the last player. Atomic is going to be down on his knees as well. And this trade, I guess, does in fact go in the favor of A1MB now. The Ridge is going to be there to give them an opportunity to be a four-man roster again. Well thought out move, well thought out plan. Mamba, the last player surviving from the side of TRZ, is going to be dropped as well. A1MB looking very solid, 9 eliminations secured in this game.
Honestly, I'm not sure if that move would have worked pretty well if the players on the left were alive. But luckily, as soon as A1MB dropped down, unfortunately some shots were whiffed by the guy who was completely on the right side.
Yeah.
So that whiff sort of saved the lifeline of A1MB, because that was quite a desperate move to drop down from the hill just like that. And they did it, but somehow they came out on top in that one, because they knew they, of course, had the man advantage, but they did not expect the man to be on the right. But he whiffed, and that's what granted them another lifeline. But as now the players of Giant Mara start to rack up, and as they start to push on up against the players of A1MB, 3 flickers start popping up on the screen, and they're just lining up these bodies. They're stacking them up on top of each other. One more man to go to breach through the entire defensive wall of the players of A1 Esports. As now the circle has started to fill up with the teams. Final 3 teams alive, and A1 Esports left with only that one man alive, which is going to be Hitman. He has pulled off clutches in the past, but right now, relying on those Doge instincts is not going to be a good idea. Hitman will be left all by himself, keeping his head stuck down and keeping his position. Anonymous has to be the way to go. But Giant Mara, they know that's the only vehicle right there, so Hitman has to be behind that one.
Let's see there, as you mentioned, Hitman just hiding behind that vehicle out in the open, nowhere left to go. Giant Mara, they're going to be on the hunt for these last surviving individuals from the opposition. They have to make sure they take care of Hitman first and then deal with the players of DRS. It's a 2v3 situation. And also the last surviving player from the side of A1MB. So still can be anyone's game between the players of Giant Mara and DRS. And if both these teams take down, well, if Giant Mara completely finish up DRS and before going down, Rules and Gyante make sure they trade each other out, then I think even A1MB will have a possibility of winning this game. It just depends on where the zone is going to be. And it does just get handed over to the players of Giant Mara. So I guess at this point, it is basically their game. No, it's actually their game. There's no way Hitman is going to be able to move out of this position. The moment he gets up, he goes down. DRS, the moment they step out from behind that ridge, they're going to be out as well. Unless they have at least 4 or 5 smokes available.
Which we're not sure if they do.
Yeah.
And right now, he's just tossing up some meds to Gante because he wants to patch himself up. They do have some frag grenades available. And if this one connects, it might just change the entire course of the game. But no is going to be the answer. Right now, it's definitely a little standoff, a little steering competition between these teams. You know exactly where every single team's